In one of wrestling's oldest rivalries, the number 7 Iowa Hawkeyes, 10-2, 5-2 Big Ten, blasted the number 18 Minnesota Gophers, 5-6, 2-4, 34-7 at Carver Hawkeye Arena on Friday. Iowa started strong with number 2 ranked Brandon Sorensen pinning Ben Brankale 28 seconds in the second period. Number 2 Michael Kemmerer followed with a major decision over Jake Short at 157 pounds. From there, Alex Marinelli, Joey Gunter, Cash Wilk, Sam Stoll, Spencer Lee won for the Hawkeyes. Sorensen, who improves to 17-0, set the tone with his domination. Picking up that pace, and that's when the gap starts to widen and that's when the bonus points come, Sorensen said. That's the game plan. I felt good, I started off good. My hands and feet were moving, getting my shots, and it ultimately led to me getting the fall. Lee's 16-0 technical fall against number 6 ranked Ethan Lizik was perhaps the most impressive match of the night. Number 7 Alex Marinelli beat his 6th ranked wrestler of the season in a 5-1 win against number 8 Nick Wansk. I shoot, I score, he shoots, I score, Marinelli said. In the final match, Iowa freshman Carter Happel trailed number 10 Tommy Thorne 4-3 until the final seconds, when Happel took Thorne to his back and stuck him with 2 seconds left. Iowa wrestling vs Minnesota Live updates. 141, in the finale, freshman Carter Happel battles number 10 Tommy Thorne, 18-7, of Minnesota. Happel, 10-7, has been aggressive and not backing down. Happel kept after Thorne and scored a takedown 90 seconds into the first period to lead 2-0. Happel let Thorne go, and then in a massive scramble, Thorne picked up a takedown to lead 3-2 entering the second. Happel picked down. With 2 seconds left in the match, Happel took Thorne to his back and stuck him for an improbable victory. The Hawkeyes finished off the Gophers for a 34-7 win. 133, Iowa's Paul Glenn, 6-7, has an uphill challenge against Minnesota's number 12 Mitch McKee, 11-4. McKee scored a takedown on the edge of the mat in the first and escaped to start the second and lead 3-0. Glenn kept fighting, picked up a takedown and cut McKee loose with 30 seconds left in the second. Glenn trails 4-2 and chose neutral to start the third. McKee took down Glenn in a scramble and controlled the rest of the match and won 7-2 with riding time. Iowa still leads 28-7. 125, most exciting wrestler in the country, number 3 ranked Spencer Lee comes to the mat to Who Will Rock You. For Minnesota's number 6 Ethan Lizik opposes him. Lee attacked Lizik right away and picked up a quick takedown to lead 2-0. Lizik, if you recall, had Thomas Gilman on the ropes last year before Gilman rallied for a fall. Lee turned over Lizik for a 4-point near fall and has forced Lizik into a stalling call. Lee is so tough on top. Lizik chose top to start the second. After nearly turning Lee, the Iowa freshman reversed Lizik to lead 8-0. Lee turned over Lizik again to lead 12-0 with more than 3 minutes of riding time. Then Lizik was dinged for stalling, pushing Lee's lead to 13-0. Lee chose neutral to start the period, gained another takedown and won 16-0 by technical fall. Lee walks off the mat with a 16-0 technical fall. The Hawkeyes are crushing Minnesota 28-4. At a break, the Bannock brothers were interviewed before a rapt listening audience. Standing ovation for them. HWT, number 3 Sam Stoll of Iowa, 13-1, fresh off a 3-2 loss to number 2 Adam Kuhn of Michigan, battles Minnesota's Riley Streifel, 8-10. Stoll took down Streifel midway through the first period and picked up more than 124 in riding time. Streifel also was hit for stalling. Stoll chose down to start the second. Stoll escaped and just about had Streifel thrown near the edge of the mat but couldn't complete it before the whistle blew. Stoll took down Streifel, who is doing nothing in this match. Streifel chose neutral to start the third, and Stoll picked up another takedown to lead 7-0. Streifel finally got dinged for stalling to increase Stoll's lead to 8-0. Stoll led Streifel up because he has enough riding time. Streifel kept backing up and Stoll picked up another stalling point. Stoll took him down and now leads 11-1 with a boatload of riding time. Streifel laid on the mat the rest of the way and Stoll won 12-1. Iowa now up 23-4. 197, Cash Wilk has become a bit of a whipping boy for Iowa coach Tom Brands, who thinks Wilk can take another step from good to very good. At the start of his match against Dylan Anderson, Wilk was more aggressive and scored early in the first period. After Anderson escaped, Wilk gained a second takedown and already has more than a minute of riding time. Anderson escaped again and nearly pulled in a single on Wilk, but the Iowa wrestler countered and nearly put the Gopher on his back. Wilk leads 6-2 at the end of one, and Anderson chose down to start the second. Anderson escaped and then caught Wilk flat-footed and took him down. Wilk broke free and leads 7-5, but it's a typical mistake for a talented wrestler who just needs to become more aggressive. Wilk chose down and escaped to start the third with an 8-5 lead. He also has 1:13 in riding time. Anderson tried a duck under but Wilk defended it. Anderson clearly is the more aggressive wrestler right now and took down Wilk again. After Anderson let him up, Wilk held on. With riding time, Wilk won 10-7. Iowa leads 19-4. 184, number 20 Mitch Bowman battles Minnesota's Brandon Krona. The Gopher wrestler picked up his squad's first takedown and then turned over Bowman for 2 back points to lead 4-0 early. Krona is working Bowman's legs and clearly in control. Bowman nearly reversed Krona but couldn't score and was called a stalemate. Krona has built more than 2:30 in riding time, so his 4-0 lead is more like 5-0. Bowman deferred to start the second and Krona chose up. Krona then turned over Bowman again for a 4-point near fall and was up 8-0. Bowman was hit for stalling and Krona's riding time has soared past 4 minutes. Bowman chose neutral to start the third because he's failed to pick up an escape. He scored an escape 45 seconds into the period and then let Krona go to trail 9-2. Krona scored another takedown at the buzzer and won 12-2 for a major decision. The Hawkeyes still lead 16-4 at the intermission. 174, in an even matchup, Iowa's Joey Gunter struck first with a takedown near the edge of the mat with 4 seconds left in the first. Minnesota's Chris Farr chose down to start the second and escaped about 14 seconds into the period, so Gunter leads 2-1. Gunter pulled in a single with 25 seconds left in the second to take a 4-1 lead. Gunter rode out Farr the rest of the period and leads 4-1. Gunter chose down to start the third and escaped. He has 33 seconds of riding time and a 5-1 lead. Neither wrestler mounted much of an attack in the final period and Gunter held on 5-1. The Hawkeyes are up 16-0. 165, feature match of the night, N07 Alex Marinelli, N0, of Iowa vs number 8 Nick Wansk, 19-4, of Minnesota. 2 minutes in, Marinelli struck with the first good attempt but couldn't pull in a single. Wansk was hit for stalling and Marinelli apparently had a takedown but was at the edge of the mat and it didn't count. To start the second, Marinelli chose down. Marinelli escaped 26 seconds into the second to lead 1-0. Marinelli got in another single and Wansk fought back but hasn't done anything all match but stall. Wansk chose down to start the period and escaped in about 4 seconds to tie the match. Finally Marinelli was able to take down Wansk to lead 3-1. Wansk finally was docked a point for stalling to increase Marinelli's lead to 4-1. With riding time, Marinelli won 5-1 to stay unbeaten. The Hawkeyes lead 13-0. 157, number 2 Michael Kemmerer of Iowa attacked with a single, then converted into a double leg and took down Minnesota's number 18 Jake Shore to lead 2-0. Short escaped on an optional start. Every time it looks like Kemmerer gets in a precarious situation, he quickly gets back to his base. He's really good at it. Short was hit with a stall warning late in the first, and Kemmerer pulled in a single leg with 1 second left in the period to lead 4-1. Short chose down to start the second and escaped. Kemmerer then took him down again to lead 6-2. After picking up his riding time, Kemmerer let Short back up. Kemmerer converted on attack on ankle, switched to the other leg and then turned into a double for another takedown. Short escaped again and Kemmerer put him down once more to lead 10-4 at the end of 2. Kemmerer chose down to start the third and escaped. Kemmerer accidentally was taken down but quickly reversed Short. At the end of the match, Kemmerer put Short to his back and picked up 2 back points and won 16-6. The Hawkeyes lead the Gophers 10-0. 149. Iowa's number 2 ranked Brandon Sorensen starts off the match with a takedown on Minnesota's Ben Brankale. Sorensen swooped down on Brankale's left leg for a single and quickly covered him for 2. Brankale escaped about 30 seconds later to cut Sorensen's lead to 2-1. Sorensen is working Brankale, nearly had a throw on him but took his 2 and cut him loose. Sorensen then scored another single to lead 6-2 still in the first. Sorensen rode him out for the rest of the period. Brankale chose down and Sorensen made him pay and stuck him 32 seconds into the second period. Iowa leads Minnesota 6-0. 7:53 p.m. The duel will start at 149 with Iowa's number 2 Brandon Sorensen, 16-0, taking on Ben Brankale, 8-7.